Hi, Matt and Ken here. Ken, tell us, what are we doing here today?
Today we're going to talk about our face mix design line of pavers. We're going to start out first with the county paver, which is just a standard 4x8 paver with 60 millimeters thick. It's used for driveways, patios, walkways.
How many colors do we have available in this series?
The county paver comes in 10 colors. It comes in 4 blended colors and it also comes in 6 solid colors.
Are there any other textures available than
Absolutely.
what I'm seeing right here? Just the smooth? Or?
No, we have the smooth, we also have a hammer texture, and we have a tumble texture as well.
Wow, it sounds really nice. It looks like we've moved over to a different area. Tell us a little bit about this paver series.
We did, Matt. We moved over to the beginning of our 70 millimeter series. This is our elements. We didn't talk about it earlier, but we have a Unity paver that's 4x8, 70 millimeter. It's the big brother of the county paver, and that can be used with all of our 70 millimeter series pavers. This one is a 5-piece system. It's sold a la carte. You can buy each piece individually. You can buy just 8x8s or just 8x16s. You don't have to buy them as a package. So if you're putting down a paver and or a patio, you just want all the 16x16s, that's all you need to purchase.
And you mentioned the 5 different sizes. Looks like we've got a couple here. A 12x24 and a 24x24. I imagine you've got to have a contractor that's got some knowledge and specialized skills and equipment to install these correctly, correct?
Absolutely. This 24x24 is a big piece. You can't set this one yourself. You're going to need a contractor that has special handling tools. They can get those through their dealership or through a rental facility that handles handling tools.
Talk to me real quick about the colors available. Anything I need to know that maybe is unique about this series?
Well, the colors, there's 10 different colors that come with this, that this is available in. Because of the size of these bigger pieces, some of the colors are custom ordered, so you're going to have to plan ahead.
Makes sense. Excellent. Ken, we're standing on some different paver series here. Talk to us a little bit about this.
Right, we're moving around a little bit through this display. What we're standing on right now is a combination between our Milestone and our Grand Milestone. The Milestone series has 10 pieces to it. They're all interchangeable. The Grand Milestone has the bigger pieces. There's 3 pieces in the Grand Milestone. What's nice about the Milestone and Grand Milestone is they can be used together because of their modular sizes.
Okay, dimensionally, what are we talking about here? Grand Milestone is?
Grand Milestone is, both of these are 70 millimeter. They're part of our 70 millimeter series. The Grand Milestone has 3 pieces, a 12x12, a 12x18, and a 12x24, which is the biggest. The Milestone is all 6 inches in width and various lengths.
Makes sense. So interchangeability between the two is not a problem?
Not a problem at all. Everything's modular, so they can be used together. As you can see on the ground here, we've used some Grand Milestone and Milestone together.
Common question everybody has is what colors are available in this series?
This is just the 4 blended colors only.
4 blended colors.
What's nice about this is something that people should know is that it's got very tiny, thin joints. It's got a micro chamfer around the edge. It's a very formal, smooth, finished paver.
Some of the sizes here, I see some of the bigger ones, 12x24 you mentioned. Installation issues with this as well?
No, not really. It's always easier with a machine. It's always easier with a friend, but these are all single person can handle these.
Certainly a contractor that knows what he's doing.
Exactly right. What we're looking at right now is a combination again of the Lifestyle and the Grand Lifestyle. Those are 2 different sizes of pavers. The Lifestyle is a 5-piece with smaller pieces. The smaller piece being a 6x3 that we refer to it as a little Twinkie. And the largest piece of the Grand Lifestyle is an 18x18. You can see those scattered throughout. What we did here is we blended them together to show you that you can do that. They're modular in size, so the Lifestyle can be used alone. The Grand Lifestyle can be used alone, but they can also be used together.
Excellent. So from what we've seen previously, it looks like the jointing here is a little bit different than some of the more formal pavers.
You're correct. You're correct. The Lifestyle and Grand Lifestyle has rounded edges. They also have a kind of an aggressive undulating texture to it. What this does is it helps create an old world cobblestone feel to it. So it's not as formal as the last 2 we saw, but it also gives you more of a relaxed look to it, like it's been there for a while.
And it looks like the overall scale of this can go from a small scale project to a very grand scale project.
Absolutely, very versatile, absolutely.
It's a nice looking paver. Colors again are available.
Same colors as the others, the 4 blended colors are available.
It looks really nice. This is the Haven here, I presume?
This is the Haven.
Right, that old world look is going to give you certainly a different layout with some things to be conscious of.
Absolutely.
On what you're doing on that surface.
Absolutely.
Very good. Thanks, Ken, for the explanation.
This is our Tranquility paver. It's a 5-piece system as well. It's made for ease of installation because none of these pieces are too heavy that one person can't lay by themselves. straight edges, so it gives it, compared to the Lifestyle, you can see that the joints are a little bit tighter.
And much like some of the other series we've looked at prior to this, it looks like it lays out in a modular type fashion.
It does. It lays out in a modular fashion, and what's nice is there's no set pattern. You just can use your imagination and lay them as you see fit.
Talk about texture a little bit to us.
This has almost the same texture as a Lifestyle, but it's not as aggressive. It's got a less of an undulating texture to it, which gives it more of a formal feel, and it just adds a little bit to the look of this whole system here.
70mm series again. Sounds like you're continuing on with that. Ideal for both sidewalk, residential applications as well, I presume.
Absolutely, it can be used everywhere that all the other ones can be, and it is one of our more popular styles in the 70mm paver.
Excellent looking paver. Talk about the joint spacing. Seems to be a little more formal, and then ended up with our colors we've got available on this one.
Well, joint spacing is there's lugs on all four sides, so it keeps all the joints to be the same, unlike some of the other ones we looked at. And it comes in the same four blended colors. We're looking at Timeless right now.
Tranquility paver. Talk to us a little bit about this.
This is great. What this is our Impressions line. It's a three-piece tumbled. You can order it as a pre-blended three-piece, or you can order it a la carte in a 4x8, 8x8, or an 8x16.
Seems like a crazy concept. The texture and color of face mix paver. Why would we do this? And what's our overall goal of achieving this look?
Yeah,
the market demand.
You'd think that we spent all that money on a face mix technology, and then we tried to beat it up as much as we could. What it does is it creates an old world European street cobblestone look to it, which a lot of people like. It's a brand new product, and you put it down in the ground, when you're done, it looks like it's been there for 100 years.
It's a beautiful product. The three sizes, I don't know if we went through those. What are the three independent sizes?
Again, you can get this as a three-piece system, just like it is here. It's a 4x8, 8x8, 8x16, all module, so they work together, or you can order them alone. If you want just 8x8, so you want just 8x16s, you can order them that way as well.
Colors available in this series as well?
4 blended, 6 solid, all tumbled, all the time.
Consistent through the product line.
Excited about this one.
Ken, we moved to a different paver here. Looks like a lot going on here with this flagship paver. Talk to us a little bit about this.
This is our destination paver. It's the beginning of our 80mm series. There is a lot going on here. There's 9 pieces to this pattern.
9 pieces? I would have thought there was much more than 9. What is the basis for design on starting something that looks like it's just a jigsaw puzzle?
The greatest thing about this paver is there is no pattern. There is no instructions to follow. You can do whatever you want. Everything starts off of the D module, and you can see that in our product guide. It's about this big, and the rest of it falls into place after that. You can't put this together wrong. If it doesn't fit, you just turn another piece and drop it in place where it does fit.
Sounds like a neat, a well thought out system. So in the event that I need some cuts, I've got to do some cutting. Always a contractor issue with talking about cuts and labor on a job site. How do you address that with a flagstone looking paver?
That's a great question. We make halves. Every layer that this is packaged in has 3 halves. 48 inches is the sweet spot for this pattern. There's no cuts on either side. You're going to have a cut at the end and a cut at the beginning, but as far as width goes, we make those halves so that they fit into place, so there's little to no cutting on job site.
Really? So when I'm looking at those halves, now the grander scheme of the project, I've got a big scale project. Am I throwing those halves away off the pallet, or how do you address that?
Those halves go together and make that D unit that we've talked about.
Oh, so they can be installed in the field.
You can put them in there because of all the false joints and the randomness of the joining itself. You'll never know where one is. We could be standing on one right now.
Sounds like a well thought out mold pattern. Talk to us a little bit about the texture, and then end with our colors that are available.
There's a little bit of a texture on this, but you get most of your texture from the joining, just because if you can feel it underneath your feet. Yeah. We have a light undulating texture on top of it. Gives you that flagstone feel, a bluestone texture, if you will. And the colors are just the 4 basic blended colors that everything else comes in.
Well, it's a beautiful paver. The applications, I'm sure, unlimited to residential and some light commercial as well.
Absolutely. With the 80mm, if installed properly, you can go into light commercial.
Ken, you're holding an interesting paver here. Talk to us a little bit about this one.
Matt, this is our second in the series of our 80mm pavers. It's our Dimeta. It's a diamond-shaped paver, smooth texture, micro chamfered. Allows you to have tight joints. Comes in 6 solid colors.
So why would I use this? What applications do you see this fitting in for a contractor, and where would you promote this product?
This is more of a commercial architectural type paver. People use it as an infill, to make a compass, to make a star. They've used it for walkways. It's a great paver to use in a outdoor garden area, maybe the entrance to a commercial building. Being 80 millimeters and being so smooth with tight joints, it's very formal, but there's so many different designs you can make with it because of its shape.
And how's that paletted, specifically when I'm looking at our display we're standing on here, which is absolutely gorgeous. Smooth texture. I see a white, a gray, a red, a brown. Is it something that has to be conscious of ordering that material specific for the job? Is it palletized by color?
It's palletized by color. If you wanted to make a pattern that had multiple colors in it, you'd have to figure out your square footage and how many pieces you need in order each individual color.
And 80 millimeter, like you said, could be laid with a series of other pavers, make some adjustments in your heights, but it looks like you could do a nice inline.
Absolutely.
It's a great looking paver, nice surface to it. Ken, looking at some Crest Bullnose here, tell me why we're talking about this in the paver series.
Matt, this is the newest product in our 70 millimeter series. It's called our Crest Bullnose. We have it involved with our paver series because it meets and exceeds ASTM C936, which is the paver spec. It can be used for more than just a wall coping. You can use this as a stair step. You can use it as a pool coping. You can also use it as wall coping as well.
And you mentioned it's a 70 millimeter in thickness.
Absolutely.
What are our colors available? And talk a little bit about the styles and textures. I'm looking at a couple different things here.
We made the colors. We made 6 different colors here to complement our entire line of pavers and all the colors that are there. We've got 4 we call modified blended and 2 solid colors. And if you remember going through the rest of the paver series, you can see how these are complementary to all of our blended colors.
Overall dimension, I know we mentioned the 70 millimeter thickness, but what's our dimensions here on this unit?
70 thick, 6 wide, 12 inches long from front to back to the front of the coping.
And this is packaged, I presume, again, by color, by palette?
Yep, packaged by color. You have 2 options as far as textures goes. You have a straight edge, which is here, and you have a tumbled edge. So this obviously looks better with our tumbled pavers, and this looks better with more of our formal pavers, but you can mix and match. It's obviously your choice, but they're packaged by color.
Great explanation, Ken. It sounds like a great accessory to round out the entire product series. Ken, we've talked about a lot of pavers here today in this training series. Talk about some of the other textures and post-treatments that can be achieved.
Matt, we've got 2 textures besides our smooth texture. And one of them is the hammer texture, and the other is the tumbled texture. These are both done after the manufacturing process, so it's a post-manufacturing application to the pavers.
Does that have any effect on the performance characteristics of the paver, mentioning that it is a post-treatment?
No, it doesn't. And again, we often question our sanity when we take all that time to make a face mix technology and then beat it up with a hammer texture, with a tumble texture, but it just goes to prove the quality of it, the strength of that face mix technology in general.
Ken, we certainly covered a lot of pavers this morning on this video shoot. Styles, colors, textures, a lot of information still available. For technical resources, warranty information, product guides, and installation instructions, we encourage you to contact the County Materials representative, dealer, or visit us online at the County Materials website.